17 development, like 17 sustainable development goals is given the priority in 2015. Like the adoption of sustainable development goals by United Nations is considered historic and a comprehensive people-centric set of universal and transformative goals to be achieved by the all nations by 2030. Okay. Like among all those 17 sustainable development goals, only 11 is on sustainable cities and communities. Means that are interrelated, not specifically urban cities. It is somewhat linked to sustainable cities and communities also. Okay. Here, what are the goals? Coming to the goals or targets, what are the targets to be achieved in sustainable development goals? To ensure access to the all adequate, safe, and affordable housing and basic service, and to upgrade slums. Okay. Then followed by to provide access to safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport system for all by improving the road safety also. Okay. By improving road safety and with special attention to the need of the women, children, and aged and person with disabilities also. Okay. Then followed by enhanced inclusive and sustainable urbanization and capacity for participation, integrated and sustainable human settlement planning and management in all countries also. Like coming other development objectives means to strengthen the effort to protect and safeguard cultural and natural heritage of cities. Okay, reduce the deaths and decrease the economic losses and manage disasters, including water-related disasters in cities, like focusing more on protecting the poor and vulnerable. Okay, then followed by like reduce the adverse environmental impacts of cities, including the air quality and municipal or other wastages. Okay. Then followed by providing universal access to safe, inclusive, and accessible green and public spaces, in particular for women, children, aged, and person with disabilities. Like again, coming to other objectives, support positive economic, social, and environmental links between urban, peri-urban, and rural areas also through strengthening the development planning. Okay. Next, followed by 2020 to mitigate climate change by the adoption of efficiency, mitigation, and adaptation strategies and a holistic disaster risk management at all levels. Okay. And support cities in least development countries through financial and technical assistance in building sustainable and resilient buildings using local materials also. Like coming to urban sustainability indicators. What are the urban sustainability indicators? What are indicators? Indicators are to be quantified form of information to help like to help explain how things are changing over time. Okay. For the past many years, a limited number of key economic measures like output, level of employment, rate of inflation, balance of payments, public sector borrowings, etc., have been used to judge how economy is performing. Okay. The basic functions of the indicators are simplification, quantification, and communication. Like from the past quarter, both the United States on Sustainable Development, World Bank, and individual countries develop indicators to measure the sustainable development. Like these indicators are divided into two categories. What are those? Like civic services, like water, sanitation, waste management, etc. And later, the quality of life, like each of the several indicators and sub-indicators also. And coming to sustainable urban planning, like urban strategic planning help to answer which of the following questions means which the areas should receive which type of growth, how the existing economic base be preserved and expanded, how can quality of life be protected and enhanced. Means these three questions should be think before like strategic planning, urban strategic planning. Like we all know that urban strategic planning and plans is no way substitute to spatial planning process and spatial plans at various levels. Like the strategic planning process, it will guide development in the direction of those priorities defined by all stakeholders through a consultative process. Even the urban, what we call the urban strategic planning, also reflects the complex and continuous process of city change. Like it is oriented towards the future and attempts to foresee how the what we call how the world could be different for 5 to 10 years from now. Okay, like it should these all what we call how can be effectively like how effectively can be a successful sustainable development goal can be. Okay, it should be flexible also, flexible and oriented towards the larger picture. It should align the city with its environment, setting a context for meeting goals and providing a framework and direction to achieve the city's desired future. Okay, it also creates a framework for competitive advantage through an analysis of the city. Okay, its internal and external environment and potential also. Okay, this enables cities to respond to the emerging trends, events, challenges, and opportunities within the framework of the vision and mission. Okay, like we can tell that it is a qualitative and idea-driven process. Okay, it allows a city to focus like as a process of dynamic and continuous self-analysis. Like seeking like three fundamental questions. Okay, just we have seen where are we now? What is the present status or situation of the country? Where do we want to go? Or where would the city like to go and what direction is it taking? And the third one is what do we get there? Or how would the city like to get there? So all these are the questions we need to frame before analyzing the strategic planning, urban strategic planning. Okay, like urban strategic planning can be also used where what we call to address the specific concerns or broad range of issues. Okay, it is all about cooperation of organizational, that is international or local or regional levels also. Like it is also has the potential to mobilize resources and coordinate the activities on a wide scale also. Like it must be kept in mind like at all times what are the things we need to do. First one is urban strategic planning is essential for dynamic process. Participation of citizens is crucial to process to guarantee its effectiveness. Implementation is the key to successful urban strategic planning. Okay, and coming to sustainable infrastructure. What is sustainable infrastructure? Like sustainable urban infrastructure like expands the concept of urban infrastructure. Okay, how? By adding sustainability element with the exception of improvement and more sustained urban development. Okay. Next, like in the construction and physical, what we call organizational, physical and organizational structures that enables cities to function, there is the aim of meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the capabilities of the future generations also. Okay, like urban infrastructure refers to the engineered systems. Okay, what are those? Water, energy, transport, sanitation, and information. Okay, this makes up a city. What we call uh, make up a good city also. Okay, however, there are challenges also, like challenges of population growth generated, generated a need for sustainable infrastructure that is the high performing, cost effective, resource efficient, and environmentally friendly also. Even the planning process of sustainable development can lead to it can lead to high performing, cost effective, and environment friendly. It can lead to the development of a community that is ecologically, economically, and sustainably, socially sustainable. Okay. Next, coming to the planning of what we call planning criteria. What is the criteria for the what kind of included in the urban environment from place to place? Okay, they are broadly classified into following types. What are those? Like public transport networks, distributed generations, and integrated energy demands, management initiatives, connected green space and wildlife corridors, and low impact development practices to protect water resources. Okay, like sustainable infrastructure not only enables sound economic development or job creation and purchase of local goods and services, it also enhances what we call the quality of life of citizens. Okay, which again impact the benefits and helps to protect the vital natural resources and environments. Okay. Even the financial and economical benefits can result from the reduce of materials and improve the pollution prevention with reducing carbon emissions and payment for environmental services. Okay. Even the environmental sustainability can also improve the prospects like what you call for the financing of the projects. Coming to urban development plans, we all know that what are the planning for development involves. What are those involves? Resources must be exploited economically. Society has to be aware enough to conserve resources. Like multi-purpose resources use prevents loss of resources. Like integrated planning is important for the development economy in a sustainable manner. Industrial locations should be planned in economically viable regions. Prevention of environmental hazard as a pollution created by automobiles and industries. Okay. Coming to the urban futures. Okay. What are the futures means? Like we all know that like United Nations projections show that world population could add another 2.5 billion people to urban areas by 2050. Okay. Together, like India, China, and Nigeria will account about 30% of the projected growth of the world urban population between now and 2050. Like we all know that Tokyo is the world's largest city with 37 million inhabited, followed by New Delhi, that is 29 million. Okay. Coming to urban sustainability in Telangana. Like several what we call national and state government schemes are implemented in Telangana. We all know that. For what the main purpose is to reduce the urban poverty and to improve the slum environment. Okay. With funding the central sponsor schemes like we all know that Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission and Amrut, all these schemes have been discussed in the previous chapters. Okay. It will aim to provide water supply to all. Okay. Even like what we call others, what lack of road infrastructure and massive increase in number of vehicles has resulted to traffic congestions at major traffic points. We have been like seen in Hyderabad. traffic points, in major traffic points also. Okay. Coming to challenges. What are the challenges of urban sustainability? Okay. Urban sustainability. What are the challenges? The first main challenges is fragmented urbanization. Okay. And governance and finance, like the scourge of slums, challenge of providing urban services like cities and climate change and forced migration. Okay, we will look into one by one into that. Okay, like fragmented urbanization. We all know that fragmented urbanization means urbanization is occurring in uneven basis. Okay, how like through like no region of the world like has experienced a decrease in urbanization. Like even Africa like leads to the world in urbanization rates. Okay, with Europe seeing a lowest growth rate. Why? Because most of the Europe is in cities only, so its growth rate is less. Okay, the number of mega cities with more than 10 million population is increasing. We all know that. Okay, such cities are always on leading edge of urbanization because of their influence and economic importance. Okay, like we have this democratic importance. Okay, despite this democratic importance, like the potential of such cities and urban planning efforts in development country has focused disproportionately on the problems of large media, large metropolitan areas. Okay, coming to governance and finance part. Like we all know decentralization is key factor for cities. Like elected local bodies should be given adequate legal and financial resources for what to provide services. But that this but do these local authorities have that grants? No, there is no grants. Okay, although the process of decentralization is success, it is it has been uneven. Okay, between the states it is not perfectly. Like coming to the scourge of slums, like the slums and the informal settlements in cities and towns are the new existing phenomenon, not a new existing phenomenon. Like they continue to be the plague cities across the globe. Coming to challenges, what are the challenges of the providing urban services? Like to provide the basic services and infrastructure, it is central to the economic performance of the cities. Like for suppose, when the services break down, then there is particularly for those in larger informal sectors, its impact the productivity of the all citizens also. Okay, coming to what are the cities and climate change. We all that like we know that cities account for 60 to 80% of the world's energy consumption and generate as much as 70% of all greenhouse gas emissions. Like cities are also risk to climate events, as many of the climate world's largest cities including Mumbai are located in low lying coastal areas. Okay, what are the critical factors shaping the urban process to climate change? Is the institutional, technical, economic, and political in character. We all know that. And coming to the expanding, like forced migration. Okay, even the expanding of like involuntary migration, the issue is a global phenomenon. We all know that. Like not all migrants are the result of conflict. Like experience with the refugee population shows that they ultimately have a positive influence on host cities if appropriate integrated policies are in correct place. Like absence of integrated policies can lead to the formation of slums and marginalized community. Okay, this is relating to our syllabus. Okay, coming to model paper. How is the model paper? I think we will just go by a glance. Okay, in the first session, there will session A, there is a total what we call 20 marks. Okay, we used to write 5 questions in about 10 lines each, and each question carries 4 marks. Therefore, 5 into 4, 20. Here, you have 10 questions. In the 10, you need to attempt only 5. Okay. Coming to session B, there is internal choice only. Okay. Among 11th question, there is option A and option B. Here, you need to attempt 5 questions, and each question carries 12 marks in about 30 lines. Okay. That is around, it is also 60 marks. And coming to section C. Section C, you need to attempt all of the questions. Okay. What we will be there means it will consist of multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, and match the following. Okay. There are 20 questions. You need to attempt 20, and each one carries 1 mark. 20. Okay. The total marks is 100, and the pass marks you need to get is 40. Okay, this is related to unit 14. Okay, that is sustainable and sustainable cities. Okay, then. Okay, then. Thank you.